A lot to take in.
When we were pulling through the driveway of the theater and saw the crowd out there, it just was heart-stopping.
I had no clue. I had no idea how big this was going to be.
As we were approaching the theater, we saw hundreds, literally hundreds of people outside. There was a big, huge red carpet. It was amazing how many people had shown up. When we stepped out of the limo, it was like such a rush. There were hundreds of people asking for my autograph, taking pictures. There was cameras everywhere.
Boy, I tell you, coming out of that limousine was just so, it was thrilling. I had the biggest smile I've ever had in my life. Hundreds of people there and cameras everywhere and people asking for autographs and little kids, and it was so great.
I just couldn't believe how big this thing was.
Pulled up and it really was so heart-stopping that I didn't know if I could I wanted to just get inside. And Kevin's saying, savor the moment.
And when that door opened, all the lights flashing, and I had kids running up to me to sign autographs. People that I never even knew were all applauding and clapping and cheering and yelling, and they didn't even know yet exactly what to expect.
You know, when we got out of the limo, it really hit me at how big this was. There was an excitement in the air that you could just feel. You knew that that everybody was happy for us. The crowd, even people, you know, friends, onlookers, people that I didn't know, were just really excited to be a part of this event.
We had that massive crowd outside the theater, so it was almost, you looked at it saying, or thinking, boy, everyone's out here, no one's in the theater.
Once we got through the crowd of people outside the theater before the movie, which took a little while, people were asking for autographs and whatnot, we walked into the theater and we all sat down together to watch the movie. It was probably the biggest premiere in Connecticut, as far as I know. I mean, 700 people showed up for this thing. The movie theater was full, packed.
It was immense. It was filled. Every seat was taken. Everybody was in this place, seated. I don't know where all the people were able to come from that were outside, how they were able to fit in to any seats because they were just filled. It was incredible. When I finally sat down and was able to kind of absorb it all and just listen to the excitement, people's anticipation, you could feel it. It was vibrant. It was physical. You could feel the energy in that theater.
You know, it was a little nerve-wracking, but I was just excited. I knew somewhere that this was a good movie. You know, you get a sense about things, and that's the sense that I had as I was sitting in the theater as the movie was about to begin.
Well, when I first got into the theater, I was really nervous. I was sitting in this theater with about 700 other people. I was just like, oh my God, I hope they think it's as funny as I do. And then once the movie started and everybody was just laughing hysterically, then I eased back a little and I was like, oh yeah, they're liking this just as much as I thought they would.
It was very cool to see the whole thing run right in front of me. So all these months and months, it was incredible, and I didn't know what to expect.
Sometimes I found myself looking around and kind of seeing the reaction of people and seeing if they were laughing, if they were enjoying themselves.
People visibly were as crazed and excited as I was on the inside. And that was a really neat thing to see, is that everyone else was as happy as I was, and they loved it.
When the movie ended, it was a standing ovation. I mean, people just roared after this movie was premiered.
We got a standing ovation that just rocked the house. That was just something I will never, ever forget.
After the movie ended, I'm walking out of the theater, and before the movie, it was like my friends and my family, of course, knew who I was, but after the movie was over, everybody's looking at me like, hey, that was Dusty. I was just swarmed with people. I couldn't even get to see some of my friends because just all these people kept on coming up to me, and it was amazing.
Coming out of the theater after the premiere was just unbelievable. The crowd swarmed us.
It was chaos, it was mayhem after the movie. Everybody was in the lobby. I mean, TV cameras and newspaper reporters. Everybody was so kind with words, you know, telling me I was great and saying how much they loved my laugh and how infectious it was.
If you could split yourself down the middle, it still wouldn't have been enough. People were everywhere looking for you, looking for your attention. There was a lot, my hand was sore from signing autographs.
Signing their shirts and signing autographs. It was really, really cool. And everybody just grabbing at you and wanting to say how funny it was and how terrific it was.
We were trying to get to a party after the movie, and we just couldn't even get out of the theater. And it was just, I mean, it was a lot to take, but it was fun. It was fun, and it was what we all expected, and even more than we expected from a premiere of a movie.
They wanted to see it again. My friends said they wanted to see it over, like, immediately. They would have watched it over again, right then and there.
I loved it. I can't wait for the new one to come out.
They got way out there. They really let themselves get into it. It was funny. It was neat.
Laugh fest.
Unique.
Hilarious. Cool.
Awesome.
Really, really cool. I chuckled and I giggled. It was funny.
It was just a really fun type of movie.
We loved it. We absolutely loved it.
Well, the day after the premiere, I woke up and I normally pick up a couple newspapers every day, so I went to pick up my newspapers, and there it is, trees on the cover of every newspaper. It was incredible how much buzz it created throughout the whole state of Connecticut.
I was on top of the world, and all the way up and through and afterwards. I didn't come down for quite a while. It was the most natural high and one of the best trips I've had in a long time. It was a blast.
It was definitely something you read about, but something you really don't think about happening to you.
It was great. It was such a great feeling. I can't ever forget it. I can't.
This movie premiere was absolutely one of the most special nights of my life. Nothing will ever compare to it because it was my first time. It was Michael's first time and Andrew's first time. And for all of us to share a first like that, I mean, that's something that I'll carry with me forever.